And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 94 of Player Life. It is Monday, the 5th of April here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, good. Hope you all are well. I had a good weekend here in Japan. Pretty chilled, nothing crazy. Um, decided I didn't go out. I didn't go out to any clubs, didn't go too wild, but it was good. Time to recuperate. Um, but yeah, it was chilled. Um, I was out on. I went out. I pretty much one of those rare days where I just have like nothing to do was on Sunday, and I just went around out exploring around Tokyo because Tokyo is huge. Um, I just thought I would go and see some places that I haven't really been to. Um, and like I've been saying, my way of doing like day game is not to go and specifically do day game. I don't usually do that these days. But since I was going to be going out and about, I said to myself, right, I'm gonna do some game just while I'm going to be about. Uh, and it was cool actually because it was, I don't know, it was just good. I did a good bit. Javier in house, what is up? Nice try, governor in the house. Gabriel E, what is good? Happy Monday to you all. If it's Monday with you guys, I guess it is. There's some crazy time differences where it's like it's Monday in Japan and then it's Sunday somewhere else. But problematic in house, what is good? Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I was out and about in Tokyo on Sunday, and just moving through some of the parts of the city where I haven't really been. And oh man, it was a nice day. There was a lot of hotties, and I don't know, the best way to do game if you're out doing game is like not to be doing it in the same spot, like walking around like spam approaching girls. The Haiti time traveler. What is good? The heady time traveler. Yeah. So yeah, it's the best way to do the game is always to like be on the move, be on the because it's like the same thing. It's the same thing when you're even if you're in a club at night, a nightclub bar or whatever, and if if other chicks see you getting rejected, like if you're in a bar or club wherever it may be, and you're like kind of spamming girls, and like other girls see you doing that, or other girls see you getting rejected or getting ghosted, that's the worst. If Okay, there needs to be some balance because at the same time you need to not give a shit, but when you are in a club or bar situation, and you are girls observe you approaching girls and maybe like getting ghosted or not, just bouncing from the girl to girl, that will dry up their pussies like nothing else. Because we all know that girls want to get with guys that other girls want to fuck and other guys want to be. So a girl, even if you're a Chad, like even if your Chad factor maxed out, and a girl sees you getting rejected or ghosted, that's going to take you down a notch, like for sure. Um, because pre-selection is mad powerful. The reason I bring this up is because it's I was talking about, I was moving through the city. I was just like, I went to some spot and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this spot, and I'm just gonna, not specifically to do game, just to do game, as I was just gonna be something I did. If I saw a hot girl, I was gonna bounce over and get her number, or try and get her number. Yeah, and that's what I did. I mean, I did it in all kinds of places. I mean, you know, I wasn't even I wasn't even walking around like, the same spots. Like, I wasn't even standing around wait. I was just, if I saw a girl, I would roll up, try and get her number, like real kind of a lot of fluidity. Um, I got girls' numbers on the train platform, like outside of coffee shops, in a combini, like in a bar. It was daytime, but I popped into a bar just to get not an alcoholic drink, but just get a beverage. But yeah, it's just that's the one of the advantages of living in a big city. Know your worth in house. What is up? What is good? Nice try. Governor says I'm gonna try and get to Tokyo for next year. Yeah, man, it's a great place to visit. I mean, it's a very interesting city. It's just it's as close to a metropolis as you'll probably ever see. It's good times. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just good to keep the edge sharp, keep the sword sharp, doing game and getting a bunch of numbers off a bunch of hotties, and it was good. We'll see what will come of that, but it's all about stacking up the contacts, stacking up the numbers. You know, if for every number every number you get, you get 10 numbers, you might hook up with none of them. You get 10 numbers, you might hook up with 5 of them. It's kind of random. It's the same with approaches. You might approach 10 girls and you get none, and then the next day you approach 10 and you get like 3 or 4 numbers. It's just kind of random. So I never get like excited about, oh, I got her number, she's a hottie, oh, I'm gonna like spam text her and I'm gonna like put all my eggs in one basket. And no, it's like I literally don't give a shit. I'll hit him up and see what happens. Just throw out the bait. I'm not going to be doing these I'm not going to be doing these dinner dates. I'm not going to be doing like these like going to meeting them halfway. I'm not going to do any of that shit. They're either coming to this they're coming to meet me in my area, or I'm not meeting them. I don't do that anymore. I know too much. These girls think they're going to get a free dinner date and waste my time. It's not going to happen. It is definitely not going to happen. But yeah, I've learned. I know what's up. I know what these chicks. I know their dirty little tricks. I know and you should too. But yeah, I guess today I just wanted to talk about yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I just saw Rollo Tomasi post something about this guy's TikTok, and he's just. I'll just share it, and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it then. But yeah, marriage in the Western countries is you gotta be real, like, man. I don't know. Let me share it. Okay, so
how much did my divorce cost me? Well, this is a fantastic question. There's direct and there's indirect costs. Direct costs, I lost $106,000 out of my 401k retirement plan I spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half the equity in the home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cash, and savings that I also spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half of all the non-liquid assets like furniture, household goods, electronics, cars. Keep in mind, I paid for all of these. And this is in addition to financially supporting her and her/our daughter for 17 years, which is many hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm now broke, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and have a negative net worth for the first time since I was, 25. Indirect costs: my job, my sobriety, my self-worth, my masculinity, my hope for the future, my ability to trust women again, my belief in God, my pride, my motivation, my physical health. I don't know, let's just say everything. So how much?
So yeah, I mean, the guy is like, totally got zeroed out. But the funny thing is, like, marriage is actually for women. Men really don't benefit that. Like, it's really not really in men's nature to really want to get married, especially for guys that are legitimately alpha. Like, guys give up a lot when they get married. Like, it's a commitment. It's like you're giving up your you have to stay monogamous. I know, like, but for the most part, it's guys are basically giving up their their imperative to spread the seed and get with like bang hotties, especially if it's like a good looking guy that can do that. But yet, I don't know. We just see women just still milking the system and complaining and like this, that, and the other. And there's just really nothing in it. There's no reason like anymore. It's just really would be so stupid for a man in a westernized country to get married. I just don't see the point. Like what are you gaining from it? You're just gaining like trouble in your life. But actually, if you think that's bad, it actually gets worse. Wait you hear it continues on. He has another response. If you think that's bad, wait you hear this. Let me share the screen again. Yeah, this is so bad. Okay.
What's a fucked up thing that your ex did to you?
Ooh, I've got to do.
Okay, so this is obviously the same guy, and we're gonna hear what actually happened to him, why he got divorced.
This one's going to be hard to beat. So I married a single mom. I adopted her daughter. And after we got married, she developed cysts and some other things that caused her fertility issues. So we tried for years. And
so this guy was obviously blue pilled like as hell, because you have as a if you're a guy without kids, why would you get married to a single mother? Why would you even date a single mother? Like what is the benefit of that? First of all, there's not much benefit in getting married to a woman that doesn't have any kids. But imagine like going out and getting married to a woman with kids that aren't even yours. What is the point of that?
And years to get pregnant unsuccessfully. Spent tens of thousands of dollars on in vitro fertilization and all sorts of therapies. Nothing worked, so we just gave up hope of ever having kids. Then one day she shows up miraculously pregnant at age 38 years old. And I discovered...
By the way, if a woman is pregnant at 38 years old, that is medically defined as a geriatric pregnancy. That is it's just not very safe thing to do. The chances of the child being born with some severe disabilities or any kind of disability or deformities increases a lot.
Months and months and months later, that pregnancy, it was the neighbors, and the neighbor was also a friend of mine. And then I found out months and months and months after that neighbor and that affair she had was actually her third affair of our 17-year marriage.
The third affair of his 17-year marriage. So you could probably multiply that number by 10. Seriously, okay, that may be an affair. This guy is still, he's been zeroed out, but he's still maybe doesn't understand. He's learning the hard way, but in reality, if he thinks that his wife only slept with three other men, he is nuts. I mean, that may be only the affairs, but think of all the one night stands, all the whatever pump and dumps. Like it's probably a lot. Like this woman really didn't give a shit about him. She knew that from the start. She knew he was a beta guy that was going to, since he was agreeing to adopt and, step in, man up and step in and take, do the right thing the other crazy thing is she couldn't get apparently she couldn't get pregnant with him. It's more likely that she didn't want to get pregnant with him, and she was probably on birth control the whole time. She was probably just didn't want to have his she viewed him as a beta, so she didn't want to actually have his child. and she probably, you know, they went to wasted all this money on fertility clinics while she was probably on birth control, pretending, you know, she was probably popping the birth control pill right after they had sex, or, you know, I'm sure it was something like that. You know, it's and you might think this is like, oh, this is an extreme example. Not all women are like this, but no, it's just the whole culture out there. The whole culture of you know, the whole feminist culture that is, you know, first of all, marriage is for women. Women benefit from it, yet they're still demanding all. There's nothing to be gained from marriage for men. And you know, men have pretty much everything to lose from it. I mean, I think that it's actually it's illegal in certain countries for doctors to notify the father that they're not actually the father, or they're trying to. Women are actually trying to get it outlawed for the hospitals to get, you know, do DNA tests to ensure that the you know, the father is actually the father. You know, it's crazy. I mean, honestly, like if I ever had a kid, I don't care how much, like even if I love the woman, I would 100%, even if I loved her, even if you know, I'm red pill, so like I never trust. I don't trust anyone 100% anyway, but especially women. So you know, even if you know, I love her, I'm gonna trust me. I'm gonna be getting a DNA test no matter what. Like, you know, it should be standard medical practice for you know, for DNA tests to prove that it's right there and then. You know, in, you know, when the baby's born, there should be an immediate DNA test done, especially, you know, if there's any doubt. But even if there's no doubt, there should still be a DNA test done. It should be just legal. It should just be like that should be the rule. Like it shouldn't be, you know. It's crazy, and he's still at to pay for all that. She still got half his shit, even though he probably more than half his shit. Yeah. Big Sky Traveler says, did the marriage counseling thing for a year, kept asking the counselor to offer some reasons why people should get married in this era. He could never offer an answer to the question. Yeah, there's really no point. I mean, women have become so you know, delusional regarding their entitlements, and their egos have just gone, you know, gotten blown up so high that, or so much that you're really asking for trouble if you're getting married in a Western country. I know a guy, you know, that was about to get married, right? And he basically he was about to invest a lot of money in Bitcoin, and it right on the dip. This was in March, and he was he had the money ready to go, locked and loaded. He's going to pull the trigger, and at the time it wasn't even his wife, but she basically talked him out of it, or basically like threatened. I think there was some threats, like, you know, if you do this, or I'm gonna, you know, maybe put the relationship on the line. And he didn't buy it. Yeah. And I believe that they're not together anymore, and he lost out on that investment. I've heard a bunch of stories like that. Like there's you know, not only wives but even girlfriends talking guys out of making investments on in crypto, and then guys losing out on massive opportunities. Who was it? You know, I was listening to Rolo Tomasi. Oh no, it was who was it? Richard Cooper talking to John Fitch, MMA fighter. He was talking about his story about you know, his what red pilled him, how he became red pilled. And he told a story about, you know, the divorce, you know, going through the divorce machine, and that just really messing him up. But even during the marriage, he talked about the same thing. He wanted to invest in Bitcoin right back when Bitcoin was like cost hundreds of dollars. And you know, his wife, this is what he said, she, you know, talked him out of it, or like, you know, maybe I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he said that she, you know, belittling is, you know, saying, oh, you shouldn't get involved in this, it's stupid, like you're gonna waste your money. And you know, obviously if these women knew that it was going to blow up and become a big, they would want to get involved, you know, involved in it. But the thing is, these women are like kind of greedy, so they're thinking, oh, this money's going to be wasted, instead of, you know, I imagine when John Fitch was talking about it, you know, his wife was probably thinking, oh, if he invests this money in Bitcoin, I'm not going to get it, you know. I want that money. They want to take it. So, you know, you can be sure if you know, in the divorce settlement, if she found out that Bitcoin went up through the roof and there was big money in it, she'd want all that money, or as much of it as she can get. So it's just a mixture of selfishness and non-risk taking. Women are not like, they're not risk takers. They're like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do this. Stop like following your dreams. Men like die when they come, you know, when they get married. Their dreams, they stop like pursuing their dreams, and like, they stop like taking wild risks, and that's a bad thing. You know, you should take crazy risks, because if you're not in, you can't win. Like, who wants to be in a fight? Like, apparently men live longer when they're in marriage. Who gives a shit? Who, like, oh, you were living this little safe life, little like in your little cotton, you know, getting kind of chubby and getting like just like a safe, like boring life. It's just like, I'd rather live an interesting, like live fast, not necessarily die young, but you get my point. Like, I'd rather I'd rather have an exciting, like, you know, interesting life, rather than like in this like boring, long, like arduous, you know, marriage that lasts like, you know, if that's the reason you're getting married, oh, you live longer, maybe a few years longer. Who gives a shit? Nice try, Governor says, I definitely want kids in the future, but not marriage. Yeah, definitely. It's not really worth it. Sergio in the house, what is good? Yeah, he did adopt the kid. Like, yeah, I mean, single mothers are toxic. Like, you just don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to get involved. Elta says, a woman should be having kids in her 20s or her early 30s at the absolute latest. Last chance saloon. Won't get deluded about their women get deluded about their timescales. Oh, they're massively deluded. Yeah, yeah. Don't trust these garden tools. Definitely not a good idea. You know, you're better off being skeptical. Like I said, if I ever touch wood, if I ever knock up a girl, touch wood here, but I would 100%. Like, there's no way I wouldn't. Like, the funny thing is, most guys don't actually go out and get a DNA test. They just take the girl's word for it. Oh yeah, it must be the father. I had sex with her. Boom. Like, I guess I'll have to step up. And even if they don't want it, and like, there's a high possibility that you might not even be the father. These chicks are wild, man. These, you know, they'll just, you know, they'll try and figure out who will be the beta provider, and then they'll latch on to him. Even if you're not the real father. Elta says, in his appearance he looks alpha, but he's beta in his actions. He has no clue, and women will still murder you no matter what you look like. This happens a lot. I mean, just because someone looks alpha does not mean they're not beta. You might look alpha, you might be physically like strong or whatever, but that has, like, you can still be like blue pilled as hell, like 100%. There's not really, I mean, who's a good example? I mean, I don't know. I can't think, like, there's most men are blue pilled. So I mean, you know, it's just the way it is. it doesn't really have being alpha and being red pill, or I don't know. It's a complicated thing that basically you can look alpha, you can be strong, you can go to the gym, but you can be beta as hell. You can be like incredibly boot pilled, and there's not really always a correlation between the two. Javier says marriages for kids, marriages for women, marriages for women really. Even if I wanted to have kids, I wouldn't get married. Like definitely not in a Western country. I mean, I'll never say never. I like, never say never, but I would say never in a Western country, because Western countries are not going to get better anytime soon. I'm going to say that right now. I don't care. They're not. They're bringing in all these hate speech laws and misogyny laws, and like, damn, there's just like freedom is not going to be there's not going to be much freedom. What else are they bringing in? Vaccine passports, man, it's just miserable. Not really a place I want to be, not in general. And if someone was to tell me this like years ago, like if someone was to tell me maybe like 5 or 6 years ago that Ireland would have way stricter laws, like in the event of way stricter laws, more stricter laws than Japan in the event of a pandemic, I would have said you're full of shit. Like Japan would definitely be, they're more by the book. They're more like they'd be stricter. In fact, it's complete opposite. Ireland has become this like, just this like, I don't know, dystopian kind of like shithole where it just obeys orders, and but Japan, I mean, everything's open for business here, and it's weird. I would never have thought that. I don't know why. I guess, who knows? I don't know why that happened, but I guess because I do actually. I have a good idea. I mean, I guess it's because the whole every Western country is basically, I believe it's like under a psyop attack. We can't fight traditional wars anymore, especially between superpowers, nations. You can't fight with weapons, so you have to fight trade wars and psyops, and that's what's happening in throughout the Western world. Elta says, this is why you should keep your business separate from your woman. Never let her influence your decisions. She'll blow the money on houses and material shit. Another thing you should never do is, even with any woman, wife. Well, you shouldn't have a wife in the first place, but even your girlfriend, you should never let these women, any woman, have any leverage over you. So, I mean, while I was in Japan, there's sometimes you need a Japanese person maybe to guarantee your apartment, or sometimes you need them to sign for your contract on your phone or something. But I was always sure, they just have these crazy laws over here. I don't know. And you need a guarantor for some things. But I was always sure to never. I could have used girls that I was dating and like that I had as plates, but I always was sure that I would never did that, because when things if things fall apart, they will use that against you, and you never want that. Never ever, like anything to do with money, anything to do with any kind of leverage. You should never have that. You should be careful not only with women, but with anyone really, but especially with women, especially with relationships. If they have any kind of leverage, it's that'll be bad. That could end in a really nasty situation. Bank accounts, leases on apartments. If you lease if you're in a house or an apartment and you have a lease, if you're renting and you're with a woman, who do you think is going to get the house? You know, it's obviously it's got if she signs for it or whatever, you're if you know you're going to be out in your ass. You know, Javier says the concept of loyalty is different for a woman than a man. The concept of marriage is male's loyalty placed on a woman, which can never be actualized when in a gynocentric society. Indeed, indeed. Altas says, what's funny is if you stop moving forwards, she will hate you. Yeah. So I mean, let me look at some of the comments on it, because let me see. Okay. Yeah, so I believe, yeah, moral of the story, don't marry and adopt some garden tools kid. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Let's see. Applying yesteryear's model of marriage in today's legal framework provides men at best genital cuff. If she was a career woman, it might have been slightly different story. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I want to hear, Miss Spontaneous says, I want to hear her side. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Princess says, not all women. Yes, pretty much most women. Maybe not all. Yeah, no, it's pretty much like, yeah, most women will do that. I want to hear both sides. He should have seen the red flags before he married her. Yeah, I was blaming the guys. Why the fuck does the man have to pay everything? Exactly. Why? What I don't get is if he divorced her for cheating and he has proof, how is she still entitled to all that? Because marriage is an extremely bad contract for in the West. Like, there's no reason to do it. That's why. Splash says because adultery is not a real crime and marriage is a sham. Very, very true. Crystal says, bro, get off TikTok and go get some therapy. Yeah, whatever. Ed and stuff says, women initiate 79 to 90% of divorces. Despite the data that shows that they cheat just as much and initiate the majority of domestic violence. The culture and our laws incentivizes divorce. Studies show that they are more likely to blame men for relationship failings too, regardless. I know for a fact that women cheat a lot. I mean, there's this idea that men, it's men that are the ones that cheat. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm telling you guys, women cheat for pleasure as well. They don't cheat just for emotional reasons. Some women will stay with a beta guy, a beta provider, and she will go around smashing chads like for years. Like, I'm not like it doesn't always mean when a woman cheats, like it doesn't always mean that she's finished with the relationship. Like, if she's getting her stuff paid for, if she's getting this, that, and the other, if she's getting looked after financially, these women will be crafty about it. I'm telling you. I know, like I know girls that do this and have done this because I've been the one smashing them. Like, and it's savage, but it's not me. It's gonna be someone else. So I'm not like, Natasha says, are we supposed to feel sorry for him? 2, what is the purpose of him making this TikTok? To discourage others to marry. Yes, to discourage others to get married. Look at her. She's such obviously a hoe, like, but it's just, are we supposed to feel sorry for him? What do you like, guys? Seriously, like if you're, most guys in here probably know what's up, and wouldn't get married, but really bad idea to get involved in something like that in Western countries. Like, you're putting, like, even if you're not like, you don't even need to be like financially. It's not only for like really wealthy people that it's a bad idea. Even just for normal middle of the run guys that have a normal job and stuff, it's still, you're still putting a lot on the line. You're still putting it like, just your peace of mind, your freedom, because obviously if you're living, you have to have somewhere. If you're married, you're gonna cohabitate with your wife or whatever, and if things go bad, you're gonna be out in your ass. I mean, it's the woman that's gonna get the, things will turn ugly, and who knows, like the authorities might have to come, and they're gonna kick you out. If she's screaming at you and freaking out, they're gonna throw you out in your ass. It's not gonna be her that gets thrown out in her ass. And the woman could be the one that has cucked you, like has cheated on you, cheated with other men. You might have been contributing, paying for kids that aren't even yours without even without even knowing it, and then finding out through eventually, and it's not going to really change the outcome. She's still going to get half your shit. You're still going to be legally, like, even if the kids are not yours, like like once you sign the birth cert, once like you're the father, if you've been a father for a few years or whatever, you're still going to be responsible. You're still going to have to pay for them and all that. Then you're talking about all the emotional attachments you would have obviously had to the kids, even if they're not yours. When you find out, you're going to have, like, these are obviously bad worst case scenarios, but it's just an example of, like, it doesn't really matter if the women are in the wrong. Like, it's a female, the institution of marriage is for women. That's the hilarious thing about it. It's for women, yet they're still demanding all these rights and complaining and saying, you still have like publications, like all these woke publications like The Guardian and stuff, like complaining, still complaining, constantly complaining, even though it's like it's for them. Like, they're the ones that benefit from it. Zeke says 80% of divorces filed by women. So much for death till death do us part, in sickness and in health. Yeah, I mean, really, women, they don't, they only, what is it? As long as, only if they see you as their best option, then they might love you. But as soon as they realize that they have better options, they're not going to stick around. So Lulu says, when you told me marriage does not benefit men, I'm now getting it. Pretty rare to get a bit of honesty from Lulu. Lulu knows what's up. It does not benefit men. It's, as I keep saying, it's for women. It's a female institution. It's not like yay, like no man's like really, like I've said this before, like anytime, even when I see friends that are in relationships, I never feel jealous, even if they're hot, like even if they're really hot. I don't feel jealous. Like I'm almost like, oh shit, I'm like, I feel like relieved. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not like that, because I don't have someone annoying me. I just like at my, in my ear, because all my girls, like any girl, they know what's up with me. And that's the funny thing. They know what's up. They know they can't control me. None of these chicks. I was just telling MLD last night, like, I've never told a girl in Japan, never, I mean this, like, it's like I've been in Japan 6 years now. I've not once have I ever told a girl that I loved her. And that we had a bit of a disagreement about, if you're doing pimp game, you might say that you love them just to keep them going. But I don't even do that, because sometimes I don't even want these girls around too much, because, like, not trying to blow my own horn too much, but it's almost like a burden when they start to like me if they start to like me too much. They start like hitting me up and like blowing up my phone, and it's just I'd rather just them to see me as like as a bit of a sex toy, and just like, okay, you come around when we want to have fun, but I'm not, I don't want them to get uh any ideas. Um uh Titanium Alloy says, basically, men aren't afraid of the commitment of marriage. Well, I am. I'm not. I'm not looking to commit to shit. But we just know it isn't necessary for anything but her security. Yeah, well, he's right about that. It's about women's security. It's for women. I keep saying it. I want to drill that home. It is for women, and the security certainly extends if when the marriage is done. Yeah. So even when the marriage is done, women still like they have this lifetime security. In some places it's like a lifetime thing where they can get alimony, like insane. There's been stories of like where men have to pay alimony even when there's not kids involved. I think I heard Richard Cooper talking about a story. I think he was talking about a story where a man didn't even get married, but he was just in this long-term relationship with a woman, and he had to pay her or something. It was crazy when they broke up, because it was like they were married. It was like, I don't know, it was some crazy story, man. And I think that was in Canada. I mean, I don't know if there's any Canadians in here, but damn, Canada sounds bad enough. Sounds like a bad enough spot, in terms of all this woke shit. Man, I don't know, like really. Yeah, like why would you do it? Yeah, but yeah, he just got ripped off, man, and I don't know. Yeah, so women are not playing; they are coming for that juggler and never miss. Not really. Yeah, but moral of the story is not really much to be gained from getting married. Not at all. Not from my point of view, anyway. MLD in the house says, smash the like and send this to your friends. I concur. I concur indeed. Send this to your friends. Get those likes up. I want to get to 500 subscribers soon. ASAP. MLD says, love is a 4-letter word. I use it every day. Pimp game is strong with MLD. I'm just the difference between, I mean, I'm a degenerate. I mean, my pimp game, I don't really do pimp game. I'm more like pump and dump kind of thing. And if they stick around, it's good for me. But I like it that way because it's just less of a headache for me. I don't have to deal with them. I don't know. I just like my own space. I mean, I don't need women around me. Like, I don't need them to like cook my meals. I cook better than these bitches. But Big Sky Traveler in house says that stat of married men living longer is false. They count divorced men with the never married. Who has the shortest lifespan of the three groups? Never married, married until death, or divorced? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's false. It's just one of those things to try and it's just one of those things to try and encourage more men to get married, to try and keep that institution going. But let me share something. If you want some more, let me get it. Okay, so like I was saying, this is, repeat after me. You don't need to get fit to get married. This is the insane entitlement of Western women. It's so like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. A recent article advised women on how to tone up and eat right for their wedding day. Another sign we just can't win. Are you serious? Like nothing surprises me anymore. Can you like Western women need to understand that it's over. Like it's over. They've like but the thing is there's still so many beta guys out there that will there's still so many beta guys out there that would like be queuing up to marry these post-wall thoughts. I mean there would be, but the thing is these women are so entitled. They're so like their egos are just blown up out of the water that they don't even want they think they're entitled to the chads even when they're like obese and like just masculine and obnoxious and just totally unattractive. They still think they're entitled to the chads. They're not even willing to get in shape for their wedding day. They're not even willing to get in shape for their wedding day. So imagine what they're going to be like after they get married. There's literally nothing, not even, man. And it's, even when a chick, meets me for a date, like, and she dresses down, that's like a massive red flag for me. That's like, oh, you just like, okay. Like, that's another reason. That's another reason I do, like, I'm very, very reluctant. I'll almost never do like a dinner date. Like I won't, because I know it'll annoy me too much if they turn up and they're dressed down. Like I'll just be like, from the get-go, I'm just not gonna want to be there. Because it's just an insult. Like it's an insult. And here they're talking about not even getting fit for their wedding. I get annoyed when they show up to a date and they're not dressed up. Because there's been times where I've either matched with a girl on Bumble or on some dating app, and they're looking super hot, they're looking stylish in their photos, wearing high heels, looking sexy, right? And then you go and meet them and they're wearing like trainers and jeans and hoodie, and they're not even like, their hair's a bit messy. It's like, why would you pay for dinner for a girl like that? Why would you even consider it? Like, there's no way. There's no way. So it's like, anytime I do dates, it's coffee in my area or a drink in my area, and that's it. That's it. Because then they can show up and it's like, whatever. It's a coffee. Like, I mean, it's not, it's like what, $3? Like, it's fine. I mean, it's just, but it's not even a financial thing. It's not about the money. It's about like, it's disrespect. It's an entitlement. It's entitlement. Just showing up. And even worse is when you if I day game someone and I day game and they're looking hot, and then they show up to a date and they're just like, wearing jeans, hoodie, or some baggy pants or something. It's like, what? Like, it's just disrespect. Because trust me, it is a disrespectful thing. Like, it is, because trust me, for a Chad guy, for a guy that they deem to be a Chad, for a guy that they're like wet for, they're not going to show up wearing jeans and hoodie. So it is like, it is. I take it as an insult, and it is an insult, and you guys should take it as an insult too, because it is. And they're talking here about not even getting fit for their wedding. Are you serious? Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine going and getting married in Western country? Yeah, it's just like the entitlement is off the charts. Like, really, I'm not even going to read that, but the title says it all. Yeah, here, let me share another one. Share another. No, it's not a really smart investment. All right, so how to have a feminist wedding. Are you serious? Like, yeah, this is what women read. This is like, can a woman who's fought for equality and respect against sexism and misogyny become a bride? And will she really throw her bouquet? It's hilarious. I mean, I've been saying this whole episode, marriage is for women, and they're complaining. Yeah, it's a joke. Just it's going to be nonsense. The engagement. Here, the pressure is all on the man rather than the woman. Well, that's true. There is an unshakable expectation that he'll be the one to kick everything off. The world has embraced female presidents, footballers, astronauts, and engineers, but heaven forbid a woman ask the man she loves to take the next step. How crude would that be? How emasculating. Yeah, women are going to be like begging men. Women are eventually going to be begging men to marry them. And they, when already are really in Western, like women, once they hit the wall, they're like super desperate. They're super desperate to get married, but they're still so deluded that they don't realize that, the feminism pill that they swallow is the reason that they're not able to get married. Yeah, they just, everything is just like the whole wedding thing. It's just so like, it's all for the woman, all the dress and like the spending thousands and thousands like for one day. I don't think men really like, you'd have to be like a gay man to really enjoy like a wedding. Like weddings are so gay. Think about it. They're super gay. I have nothing against gay people, but like weddings are super gay. Like they're not really for, it's not like a thing that a man would enjoy. Like personally, I don't know about you guys, but personally speaking, I've never thought, even when I was a kid, I never thought about a wedding and be like, yay, oh my God, yay, like wedding, like up in front of all these people, having to invite all these people and like, just super gay. It's really camp, presents, yay. It's just like I don't know, it's just it's not really, never really appealed. It never really appealed to me, really didn't. Like saying that like 100%, not pretending, not trying to be cool. I just never was a thing. Yeah, whose wedding is it anyway? Yeah, I mean, the speeches, throwing the bouquet, the name. The other thing is women don't even want to take men's names anymore. They're not even willing to, do that anymore. They're complaining about having to take the man's family name, just constant complaining. But it's you guys, I think you guys can understand that it's just not really worth it. I believe in Japan the average wedding cost in like the normal, middle of the road wedding it costs about $40,000 one day, for one day, and that's like middle of the road, like that's normal. So obviously it can go up a lot higher than that. But that is just really not. Why would you want to spend $40,000 on on a day that's kind of, it's like, the start of it's just the loss of your freedom. But it was funny actually. I mean, there's a bit of a side story, but I actually when it was a few years ago, but I actually did I was actually what was it? I guess I call it a priest. In Japan they wanted a white guy to be the image is of a Christian priest is obviously a white guy. I guess they have that image. So they have these wedding centers that look, on the outside it looks like a church, but it's not actually a church. They're used for Western style weddings. And there was they didn't. A friend of mine found an advert on I think it was Craigslist or something. Like they wanted a white guy for to be the priest or whatever, and he did it, and he got like I think it was like $200 for like an hour or something. It was decent. So he was like, oh, I can't do this, but can you? Would you be? Do you think you can do it? Because they contacted me and they're looking for someone to do it. And I said, how much do you get paid? He was like, you get $200 for like it takes like an hour to do. You have to read a script. And then I was like, okay, I'll try. I kind of wanted to do it for the novelty. I just want to say I did that because it's so wild. I mean, me as a priest, like it's so wild. I mean, if I told that to anyone back home, it's just too wild. Like me as a priest, like in a church. Oh man, it was so ridiculous. But I went there and I did it. I went and I met the guy that was running the and he gave me the script, the manager or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, you need to practice this, and it was in Japanese, and there was a little bits of English, like whatever. You may now kiss the bride. I had to say like there was a few like token words or whatever that I would say in English. So one of them was, yeah, you may now kiss the bride. And I actually went ahead and did it. And I honestly, guys, I barely practiced this script. Oh man. And then like at the end of it, like I kind of just I did the job. I did it. And then like I thought it was good to go. So I just kind of left. And then the manager called me up and was like, yo, no, he didn't say yo. He was like, was everything all right? I mean, like, I think the woman was very upset, and I was like, why? She said, apparently I made a bunch of mistakes and all this shit, and that was the last time I did it. The didn't really go too well apparently, but I thought I did an all right job, but I guess I did it for the novelty. They're probably divorced by now. Probably did because of that, because of my performance. They had like a degenerate Irish guy as that married them. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Yeah, that's my story. But yeah, guys. I mean, I don't know. Moral of today's episode, yeah, I just do not get married in Western country. I don't, you could do it in another. If you're gonna get married, you just gotta leave the Western world. C. Joel says, Mac, I gotta show you this vlog a friend linked me today. Expat women in Asia complaining that expat men only date locals. Hilarious shit for RP aware dudes. Link me up, dude. Send it to me. Send it to me. Eltas says, Mac will know all about weddings in Ireland. I don't know anything about weddings in Ireland. Another funny thing is that when I did that wedding as the fake priest, I was like, that was the first wedding I'd ever been to. I had never been to a wedding before that. It's like I just didn't know anything about weddings. I had this, really such a joke that I did that. Oh man. Sergio says, being in a wedding sucks. Going to a wedding is dope though. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing the wedding in Japan, there was a ton of hotties. Like there was some serious hotties, like the bride's friends or whatever. I don't know, but they were all dressed up. They looked super hot. I was gonna do some game as a priest. The time when I did it, I was living in wasn't that big a city, so I I was thinking maybe like I will know some of these chicks, but luckily I didn't. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, guys. Yeah, like, comments. That'll do it for today, guys. Hmm, that will do it for today. I will be back tomorrow night for another episode. I'm gonna be interviewing Sterling Cooper. Gonna talk about his porn antics as professional porn actor. So that should be good on Wednesday night. But tomorrow night will be another episode. I'm not sure what I'll talk about yet. But if you guys have any ideas of what you want me to talk about, send me an email. I'll give it a look. So yeah, guys, have a blessed day. May the Lord be with you. I know, but so I'll be back tomorrow night. So peace out. Bye bye.